I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for allowing us to come certainly to you on this evening as we have moments of inspiration here from the Norris Ave MB Church. We're here in the city of Memphis, Tennessee, located at 1437 Norris Road. I'm Pastor Rickey L. Sr. Tonight I want you to turn with us for just a short period of time to chapter 4 of the book of James. Chapter 4, where we find these words that have been written. It says here, draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. It states, cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. And then he says, be afflicted and mourn, and weep, and let your laughter be turned to mourning, and let your joy to heaviness. I want to just speak for just a little while as we look here tonight, as we share about the importance of getting close to God. Certainly we all realize about the virus that has taken here in our country. And certainly we say to our members at Norris that are tuning into our Bible study here tonight during this moment's inspiration, be smart, be safe, and be settled. This practicing social certainly distancing, so we understand that and staying home. But I say with all that's taking place here, as of this morning, around 8 o'clock hour, we know that we've had over 19 deaths here in the city of Memphis and over 845 people that have tested positive. And then when we look at our country, we know that 400,000 people have tested positive. We have close to 13,000 deaths as of 8 a.m. this morning. So I say to those who are listening to us or watching our broadcast, this is a good time now in your life. If you've never done it before, or if you have, please, sir, please, ma'am, draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. And there are a couple ways that we can share this tonight as we come to you at your living room, your kitchens, or wherever you may be located at now. First of all, by praying to him. Getting close to God, first of all, by praying to him. When you read Mark, the 11th chapter, verse 24, it says, when ye pray, believe, and ye shall have them. Prayer must be accompanied with a desire, and then also faith. The promise is that ye shall have them. And then there are prayers of praise, petition, and fellowship. We get closer to God when we use all three of them. Praise, petition, and fellowship. First of all, by praying to him, getting close to God. And then secondly, by proving God's promises, proving his promises. The text says in 2 Peter chapter 1, verses 4 through 9, it reflects some things whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises. I love what the psalmist says to us, and when we look at the 37th number of Psalms, and it says, David said, I've been young, but now I'm old. I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread. We understand by proving his promises. But even Peter, in his way of reminding us of the context, that the promises of God are dependable, and not one has ever failed. Not one. And there are promises in God's word for every need. We get closer to God when we use them. And believe it or not, brothers and sisters, our faith grows stronger. Faith pleases God. And I want to remind you of that even during this COVID-19 period, that faith pleases God. We have faith that God is going to make everything all right. Getting close to God, first of all, by praying to him. Secondly, by proving his promises, but then thirdly, by praising him. Those that know me, they know I love to praise God. God been good to me. Every now and then I get to preaching, and I say to myself, I look back over my life and I see how much God has done, and I'm appreciative of that. From the rising of the sun, the psalmist says, until the going down of the same, the Lord's name is to be praised. And I share with you this evening at your homes and wherever you may be at this time. Praise is an effective way to get close to God. I heard someone say, we praised our way through difficulty. And then another came along and said, when you can't pray your way through, praise your way through. And then I add, and the believers at Norris have heard me say this over and over again, sometimes you gotta press the way through. I don't care how rough it gets. You gotta praise him, but even you gotta press. You press your way through it. That gentleman that was sitting by the wayside, he was big and blind Barnabas. At the end of the day, he pressed his way through. But then not only getting close to God by praying to him, by proving his promises and by praising him, I believe we ought to practice his presence. And what I really mean by that is that we ought to have the Spirit of God with us. There are some people that are very argumentative. They like to argue and all the above. But I love what John, the 14th chapter, verse 18 says. It says, I'll never leave you comfortless, and I will come to you. Many Christians often forget, even ignore and disregard God's presence in their life. They should strive instead to be aware of the presence of God with them continually. He's there regardless of the circumstances. And some people clown and don't understand that the only Bible some people see is them. So you don't need a Bible, you don't need a cross, you need Jesus in your heart. And I try to remind people of the 3 C's: your conduct, your conversation, and your character. And in your conversation, people ought to see some Jesus. In your conversation, in your conduct, they ought to see some Jesus. And in your character, when the storm of life starts raging, they still ought to see some Jesus. So practicing his presence is very real. And Hebrews, the 13th chapter, it reminds us of that concept of that he'll be with you. He'll be with you in what you do. But then not only by praying to him, not only by proving his promises, not only by praising him, and then fourthly, by practicing God's presence. Lastly, as we talk about moments of inspiration, by participating in God's word. He tells us in John 15, chapter verse 16, he says this, I've chosen you that ye should go and bring forth fruit. I tell people all the time that when the storms of life do rage in our lives, people ought to see some Jesus Christ in our lives. They ought to understand that we know that trouble don't last always. And then they also ought to know that in the midst of what we do, in closing, in our moments of inspiration, to remind you that Romans 8:28, it says, and we know that all things will work together for good for them that love the Lord, for them that call according to his purpose. As you get close to God, you understand that this too shall pass. May God bless you, may he keep you, and this is our moment of inspiration.